When posterity reviews and records the cardinal events of the 20th century, a chapter will surely be writ and dedicated to the reawakening of Asia. In this notable resurgence, India has been proud to play host to many a neighbor at conferences held for united advancement. A memorable highlight was the Asian Relations Conference held in New Delhi under the scintillating presidentship of Sarojini Naidu. Her words proclaimed our common destiny.
Once more you may remember your ancient greatness, and that you and we together will dream a common dream of how Asia shall redeem the world. Asia shall not be a country of enemies. Asia shall be a country of fellowship to the world.
Another advance in Asia's desire for self-determination was the Indonesian Conference. Our Prime Minister, who presided, in his message stressed Asia's solidarity.
Politically, we symbolize in particular the spirit of freedom and democracy, which is so significant a feature of the new Asia.
These flags that bedeck the entrance to the new National Stadium in Delhi are further symbols of Asian cooperation. First of their kind ever to be held, the Asian Games provided the spectators with a feast of excitement, color and pageantry. The Asiad was a triumph of youth. At the inauguration, teams of the 11 contestants marched past in alphabetical order. The President of India took the salute. These ambassadors of sport, some 500 strong, are from Afghanistan, Burma, Ceylon, India, Indonesia, Iran, Japan, Nepal, the Philippines, Singapore and Thailand. Among the youthful participants, none ran up a more impressive record than the Japanese. Although the sons of Nippon made a splendid showing, it was her daughters who dominated every event in which they took part. Despite the diversity of language, the games amply prove that sport can foster better international understanding. Even our cameraman caught a joyful eyeful. Away from the cares of state, our Prime Minister found time to relax in the sporting atmosphere. Since India was host, our athletes formed the last contingent in the march past. To the sounds of deafening applause, India's veteran track star Brigadier Dileep Singh carried the Olympic torch around the arena. The flaming torch, an ancient symbol of sportsmanship, kindled the Asian Bowl, which remained alight day and night throughout the eventful week. Among the higher reaches of the stands, we found our old friend Chum, who came well prepared for the events and for any eventuality. Sporting action began with basketball. The Filipinos, aces at the game, had little difficulty in winning the championship. They opened their account with an impressive win over Burma, followed by victories over Iran and Japan. In the last match, the Philippines humbled India by 86 points to 38. And now for swimming. The marked superiority of the Philippines and Singapore was much in evidence. Take your cap off when you go to work, chum. In the 1500-meter swimming final, a Singapore schoolboy adopting a novel technique of reducing resistance in water won by 40 meters. And here he is, Singapore's merman, Neo Chee Kok. An evening's event full of ups and downs was the weightlifting contest. The onlookers got full value for their money, and one in return gave his moral support. But in this tussle of muscle, it was Iran that dominated the whole event. Particularly pleasing to watch was the Irani champion, Mohammad Namju, using a precise but elegant style. With a mighty heave, he lifted 700 pounds, surpassing his own home record to win the Asian Games title. The Lensmen had a fine example for studying good development when they snapped young Parimal Roy, Bengal's Body Beautiful. His marvelous muscle control was eye-catching to many and heartwarming to others. Thanks to Roy's physical eloquence, India was tops in this event. The young Apollo won the coveted band of Mr. Asia of 1951. Bravo, Roy! And so say the ladies. Japan pedaled into the limelight with her four-man team in the 4,000-meter cycle pursuit race. The Japanese, having built up an international reputation in cycling, won a well-deserved victory over the Indian contestants. Neither the strains of war nor occupation have sapped the stamina of these sportsmen from the land of the rising sun. In the 10,000-meter race, Japan notched up another victory. Thousands rose to their feet, and none with more gusto than the Japanese onlookers to hail the winner. Take a good look at the winner, who won in 33 minutes 49 seconds, Kamoi Soichi. The 10,000-meter walk race was also packed with thrills. For much of the way, it was a neck-and-neck affair. But in the final stretch, Mahaveer Prasad of India, drawing well ahead of Japan's Sato Toeko, pounded his way to victory. At the end of the grueling event, he seemed as fresh as ever. In the hammer throw, our own hefty Somnath warmed up to throw a beauty. And he made a hit of sorts. But the laurels went once more to Japan, for Kamato Fumio threw a distance of 152 feet 11 3/4 inches to become the winner. Now it's throwing the javelin, and there she goes. Chum seems to be the target for today. Hello, soldier. Seriously though, it was Nagayasu Haruo of Japan who caused a sensation in the event by a throw of 209 feet 10 inches. Winner by a wide margin was Smiling Haruo. In the ladies' event, Fleetfoot Salamun of Indonesia formed a graceful moving picture. Yes, sir. But here again, the strong-armed ladies of Japan outclassed all others. The winner, Yoshino Toyoko, who threw 118 feet 9 3/4 inches. But India came into her own again in the 50-kilometer road walk. Off they go. It's a long story, so for the present all you see is Chapter 1. Meanwhile, we'll take a look at the 80-meter women's hurdles. The 6 contestants got off to a flying start, but the Nippons were too nippy for the rest. In slow motion, you see the finish. And first was Japan's Yonida Kayoko with the excellent timing of 12 4/5 seconds. The men's 100-meter race. India's Lavi Pinto started badly, but suddenly flashed home the winner. Lavi Pinto, fastest man in Asia. Chapter 2 of the 50-kilometer road walk. They're going strong, eating up the asphalt. Back to the arena and the women's 100-meter race. Japan's Sugimura Kyoko beat her compatriot Okamoto Kimiko, who had clocked the fastest timing in the heats. In the 110 meters men's hurdles, it was a neck-and-neck affair between Ling Qiang of Singapore and Kanami Michitaka of Japan. But Qiang squeezed home the winner. Chapter 3 of the 50-kilometer story. Swinging easy from the hips, we find our stalwarts still going strong. The pole vault found Japan's Swada Bunkichi sitting pretty, vaulting pretty, to win an easy victory by clearing 13.5 feet. Throwing the discus, ladies' event. India's Barbara Webster wound up and swung off with a mighty flourish. And, so that's where it went. Japan's Yoshino Toyoko won the discus throw with a fling that thrilled thousands. And now the final chapter to a great feat of endurance. The 50-kilometer road walk, in which Bhaktawar Singh clocked in to win in 5 hours, 44 minutes and 7 seconds. Well done, Singh Sahib. And last but not least, the High Diving Championship. A fine show and won by a fine star, none other than our own ace diver, Thakkar. And thus the Asian Games came to a close. At an impressive ceremony, the Prime Minister took the salute. Although no great records were achieved, the spirit of goodwill was always apparent. To the booming of guns, the Asiad flag was lowered and the flame extinguished. But in our hearts burns bright the hope that the contest did much to bring about better understanding, Asian amity, and Asian unity.